It's called El Mal de Ojo, and he's lying about it. I think I look good for my age. I've never in my life. I'm ready to go to brunch with my brothers. I don't want to do foundation. I really just love the way my skin is skinning. So I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal True Match. I'm gonna mix shade medium and shade deep to give an all over glow. So my brothers and I finally got some more information about the Bad Bunny concert. So we were like, let's meet up, let's talk about like what we're doing and stuff, because we booked VIP tickets. I didn't intend to book VIP tickets. What happened was when I got into the queue to purchase tickets, all that was left was VIP. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're going all out then. Part of VIP is you get to go to some pool party at Vivo Beach Club. I've been to Vivo before, and the beach party is booked for the day before our concert. And so I'm like, we kind of need to strategize, because I have done pool parties before and they literally take the life out of you. Like you can't plan like anything else for at least 12 hours after that, because you just need to pass out. It can be draining. So much fun, but very, very draining. So I'm just like, we need to coordinate and talk through some of these things, because so far I have been the planner, of course, of everything that's happening. Like I bought the tickets, so I get like all the email communications. I like reserved our pool party passes. We're going for my birthday, and at this point, you know, everybody's been to Puerto Rico before, so I just want to make sure, listen, it's my birthday. Somebody else is gonna have to take the reins and know what's going on when we get there, you know? Like, everybody needs to be involved. I did also have this idea, though, of like doing a little sort of a game show type thing on my TikTok to try and find my brother's girlfriends in Puerto Rico. Because I'm like, Andy's 28, he's a homeowner, he's stable, you know, he has, you know, a creature that resembles a dog, but is more so just like a feral being that takes over his space. Anyways, I was like, what if I just promoted my brothers on social media to try and find them girlfriends, or like to try and find them women that they could link up with, that they could like chat with, and like if we're all gonna be in Puerto Rico for the Bad Bunny concert, like what a great like icebreaker almost, you know? I do feel for my brothers. They're good guys, you know. They're my youngest brother Marcos, like he's middle management at like 25. Because I also just fear like my mother finding them somebody, and my mother has her own agenda, where I'm like, this could be really fun and like, you know, a cool way for my brothers to meet people. My mom is like, this is a great way to maintain control. It's just hard to meet people, you know? And I hear about their experiences on dating apps and just, you know, how hard it can be. And I've heard from my other single friends, you know, similar situations. So I'll ask them about it at brunch and be like, would you guys let me set you up? This is She's So LA by Patrick Ta. It's his blush, but I use it as a blonzer. Blush and bronzer, 2-in-1, because it's just a perfect shade for my skin tone. Going with my Kosas powder. This is in the shade Comfy, just to kind of matte down a little of the shine. Yeah, there we go. Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. All right, I'm just gonna leave a clear gloss on for today, but that's the final look. I'm gonna get dressed and then we're gonna head out. Nobody's food survived to video. Nobody's food survived. So brunch with my brothers yesterday went well. Unfortunately, they're not gonna let me set them up via my socials channels, but I did find out some interesting tea. Actually, I think my youngest brother is seeing somebody, and he's lying about it. Because after he was like, no, like I don't want to be set up, like, you know, whatever. I was like, oh, who are you seeing? And he immediately turned red and was like, what? Like, what do you mean? And starts laughing. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I see the reels you're liking on Instagram talking about your girlfriend, talking about like when your girl does XYZ. Like, I'm not an idiot. And then my other brother is like, no, like, you know, there's no one. And I'm like, why are you piping in? Why are you jumping in? Nobody was talking to you. So I think he's seeing somebody, and I don't know necessarily that it's a girlfriend, boyfriend type of situation. I'm thinking it's just a summer fling and he doesn't want to say anything because the lines are kind of blurry. Because I was like, if you're seeing somebody and you haven't told me, that is like the ultimate. You don't understand. Like, me and my baby brother are like this. We're 7 years apart and we're so close. Like, I raised that boy. So I'm like, you can't you can't lie to me. Like, you can't hide shit like that from me. Like, I know. Anyways, I have to run to Trader Joe's to pick up some stuff for dinner tonight. I figured I'd take you with me because I actually don't shop at Trader Joe's very often. It's very rare, but it's the closest thing to me because I have to run to the post office anyways. So let's go. 12 taco shells for $2.99. I don't even use taco shells that often. Like, what? That's a great deal. No, because this is ridiculous. I get a call from my orthodontist because yesterday I went in to get another retainer because I lost my retainer. And they ended up doing a scan of my bottom teeth because they want to make me a new retainer. And whatever, I leave. I get a call today. They're like, oh, the scan we did in your mouth didn't save. There was a glitch with the scan. So we need you to come back so we could do the scan again. I knew that tech was a little flighty. Homegirl was like not paying attention while she's doing the scan. She's talking to this other girl. She's talking to me. I'm like, girl, get this. I'm like watching the screen. I'm like, get the scan. She's like, over here. I'm like, there's no teeth up here. Scan in the mouth, please. Anyways, I'm back in Worcester. I got myself a little espresso. This is a double shot of blonde espresso over ice with a non-dairy brown sugar cold foam. I didn't even know Starbucks did non-dairy cold foams, but I also don't drink at Starbucks very much, so it's a good little treat. See, this is why I can't have a lot of espresso, because then I just start yapping for no reason. All right, let's go. Okay, that was super easy. They saw me, like, I didn't even sit down. I didn't even sit down. They were like, all right, just come back, we'll do the scan. I'm like, great. So apparently what happened was the girl missed one of my molars. So when they were making the impressions, they were like, her teeth don't look like that. She's like actually missing teeth. And that's not right. So whatever, it's done. We get to go home.
Well, we're going through in our last rumble round. So woo, way to find it, 4-shot, blink jacks.
Okay, I just finished my third Rumble boxing class. Holy shit, my arms are jelly. But I also tried a new instructor today, which is always scary because I feel like when you find an instructor you like, you never want to be like, you just get comfortable. I also went and bought my own boxing gloves off of Amazon because my first class, they just gave them to me. And then when I came on Friday, they told me it was going to be a $3 rental. I was like, wait, I got gloves for free the last time I was here though. And they were like, oh yeah, your first time is free, but it's a $3 rental for the gloves after that. And I'm like, why don't you just include the $3 in the cost of the class? What? But these are 12-ounce gloves. They were $18 on Amazon. I was like, good investment. I'm really surprised. I really, really like it here. The instructors also don't talk so much. Like, they give you the instructions and then they give a little motivation. And then when they'll give you like a time thing, like 10 seconds left, like 5 seconds left, whatever, but they just let the music play. And that, for me, I'm like, I just want to hear the music. Like, I'm very rhythm focused. So I'll be like, you know, the beat will be dropping. I'll be like, bah, 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 bah. I'm on the floor doing push-ups. I'm like, bah, 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 bah. It's just fun. If you have a Rumble boxing near you, go try it. It's literally so much fun. I love it. I also just had to tell you about my latest obsession, and it's this new lip plumping moisturizer from Facile. It's a dermatologist founded brand. When I tell you, it's not sticky, it's not like plumping, it's the perfect lip moisturizer. I don't even know what to call it. You could call it a gloss, a lip jelly tint. That's what they call it, a lip jelly tint. It's just perfect, and it comes in like different colors. It's the most moisturizing lip product I've ever used in my entire life. Josh and I are headed out for date night tonight. We are going to Sophia's Grotto in Roslindale. It's currently Dine Out Boston this week into next week. So if you have been wanting to try a new restaurant in Boston or just, you know, want to go out in the city in general, now's a great time to do it because all of these restaurants have partnered together to offer prefix menus for Dine Out Boston. And I think it's pretty affordable. I mean, at most places you can get, you know, a 3 to 4 course dinner for like anywhere between $46 and $55, I think. There's a couple of places that do a $36 dinner. It just depends, you gotta look it up. But we're super excited because it's in Roslindale, which is where we recently bought our condo. If you haven't seen the video and don't know what I'm talking about, I have started a playlist on our home buying journey. You can go and check that out. One thing about me, I will always be a skin tint girly. Like, the skin tints for me, I don't know, there's just something about them. There's just something about them. I got a facial yesterday, so the skin is skinning. I did the Glow 2 facial. I did a previous video on that one too. I'll leave that up there somewhere if you wanted to see like what it entails. Anyways, back to the point. For Dine Out Boston, we figured we would try Sophia's Grotto and just kind of go explore what will be our new neighborhood. Funny because Roslindale was one of the top neighborhoods Josh and I wanted when, you know, we initially started looking at property in Boston. It's pretty residential, but we still have access to the train. There's still a lot happening just like in the neighborhood, which is great. Side note, I have to share my absolute favorite blush of the summer. This is the Nude Sticks Nude Screen Blush Tint Sunscreen. It's broad spectrum SPF 30. This is the color Peaches and Sol. It's like a beautiful, warm, almost like coral and terracotta combined. It looks so beautiful on my skin. I love it. We get a little extra sunscreen protection. We love. And then instead of my regular bronzer, I'm actually gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder in the shade Tan. I just found this. I'm like, I can still use this. This darker shade also works as a bronzer. Kind of like a 2-in-1. Like, it's a little bit darker, so it gives a nice bronze, but then it also will set the makeup. Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. You wanna know something crazy though? I have not bought any new makeup or any new skincare in almost 8 weeks, I wanna say. That's a big deal for me. So everybody clap, thank you. So where we are in the process right now, just with our home buying journey, is we just got our PNS this week. Josh has been going over that with the lawyer. The first draft that they sent over, the first thing they outlined was like, please make sure, like in bold, like your names are spelled correctly on this document because that is what will be on the deed. Tell me why they put my name as Adriana. Disrespectful. I'm like, it's only in every signature that I email you. But we don't have a move-in date or anything, and probably won't for a while because it's new construction, and per Fannie Mae rules, there have to be at least a certain number of units sold first before we can close. So we're kind of just chilling for right now, which, you know, I don't mind. I'm not exactly in a rush to pay a mortgage. I will say though, it's actually been pretty hard for me to be like open and honest about the home buying process. And I debated posting about it and making content around it because I was like, I've always been a very private person. You have to understand, like, content creators, the content we're putting out, it's curated. Personally, you got to be really careful who you tell the good things that happen in your life to, because not everybody has your best interest. And in Spanish, it's called el mal de ojo, like the bad eye, el mal de ojo, which is essentially just like sending like bad energy your way. That shit is real. Like, that shit is real. And part of that comes just from not growing up with people or family who really supported you because they didn't really know you. They didn't really know why something made you happy. They didn't know why an accomplishment was such a big deal for you. So I just learned to move in silence and in prayer. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's turned out pretty well so far. Ironically though, when I did therapy in college, I had a therapist tell me one time, because like I had made Dean's List and I had a lot of really great things happen to me in college. I got some really great opportunities. Like I'm on Spotify, you know, like some really great things happened and I was just very low key about it. And I had a therapist in college tell me one time, she was like, why are you so afraid of being seen? And I was like, well, that's all the time we have for today. So we'll pick this up next week. If she could see me now, okay? Anyways, back to Dine Out Boston. Josh and I try to hit up 2 to 3 restaurants every time Dine Out Boston comes around, so I figured I would share some of our favorite spots in the city. I made a little list. It's not long, it's maybe like 5 or 6. The first is Alcove, and that's down by the TD Garden. The food is fine. Like, the food is nothing amazing. Really, the drinks are great and the views are great because you get to see like the view of the Zakum and, you know, a little bit of the skyline. Good for like a lunch, I would say, not necessarily dinner. I feel like during Dine Out Boston it's more worth it because it's already at a set price point. The next is Baco in the North End. They make the best espresso martinis and the service is amazing. The food is great. Like, honestly, you go to any of the restaurants in the North End, the food is great. So like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, like that there was anything special about the food. What makes it special is the experience as a whole, right? So they had, when they do their prefix menu, they pick like some of their best sellers, which I think is great. Like, you wanna highlight what's like some of the special items in the restaurant. And then Barcino in Brookline. I actually didn't know that they had multiple locations. I don't wanna call it a franchise, but they've got, I think, now I know there to be like 4 or 5 in and around greater Boston. But the one in Brookline is great because the menu is very unique. Like, they definitely give their chef a lot of creative like leeway, and that's really what I like. I like kind of seeing the chef's personality come out in the food, like the creativity behind it. So great ambiance, great drinks also. Earl's Kitchen, which is in the Prudential, their whole menu is great. One of the things I would highlight would be the sushi. The sushi is so good. Their poke bowl is so good.
You go to Dine Out Boston thing?
Yeah, I'm just listing some of my recommendations.
Any of our faves on their recommendations?
I don't know, these are my faves. Do you have anything to add?
I would say the Q restaurant was on there, I thought. And
The Q?
yeah, for Hot Pot.
Wait, in Chinatown?
Yeah.
Is that where we went with Matt?
We went with Matt to Crave. I went with Jason and Dan to the Q.
Okay, so then why are you saying are our favorites on there if I did not go to these places with you? What? All right. Thank you, thank you. And then lastly, I would recommend Mita. Mita's in the south end of Boston, and it's Italian, but the vibes are great. The food is so good. It's not like classic Italian. The North End is where you would go for classic Italian. Mita's more like contemporary seafood Italian. Not included in Dine Out Boston, but what I would consider to be definitely a restaurant in Boston just to visit would be SRV. They have a rotating menu, seasonal, right? But they also have the chef's menu. It's a prefix menu, all selections by the chef paired together. You can add on a wine pairing. That is one of Josh and I's favorite restaurants to go to. No, because you have to get up close. Like, my skin is amazing. The only way your makeup is gonna eat is if you have amazing skin prep. So take care of your skin, y'all. So I didn't get much footage of Sophia's grotto last night because it was actually really bad. I'm gonna put in a picture of my food. Okay. That was my entree. The appetizer was fine. Josh got arancini, I got the Mediterranean salad, and they were fine. They weren't anything special. It's an Italian spot, so I don't know, I just feel like it's really hard to mess up Italian. My entree comes out and I'm looking at it and I immediately am like, I'm not gonna be able to eat this. That was supposed to be the Mediterranean chicken, and the green beans were unseasoned and kind of burned. The mashed potatoes had absolutely nothing in them, not even salt and pepper, like just plain potato. And then the chicken was coated in this weird purple sauce that I thought it was going to be marinated all the way through, and then I cut into the chicken and it's white. And then I ate like 4 pieces and I was like, I'm done. I didn't send it back to the kitchen because honestly, I just kind of felt embarrassed. Like, I don't know. Josh was like, send it back. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to send it back. What are they going to do? You know, it's just unfortunate because this is a place in the new neighborhood we're going to be living in. So we were like kind of excited to find like a new local spot because we have one obviously where we are now. And it's sad because it was during Dine Out Boston. So the menus that they give you are supposed to highlight the best things on the menu. Cocktails were good. Like I got a Moscow Mule. I think Josh got a martini. We're going to try Japanese barbecue. So hopefully that will be better. But today I've got more laundry to fold. I've got to wash the sheets. I've literally done like 6 loads of laundry today alone. So I feel like I'm in a good groove, so I'm gonna do that today. And yeah, Josh and I are headed to the beach tomorrow, so we'll catch up with you then. Good morning. It is 6:46 a.m. Josh and I are going to the beach today, so I'm up just getting everything ready for the beach. Josh is not a morning person, like at all. So I kind of like prep everything the night before, so then in the morning I just put it all in the cooler in our bag, and then he just has to roll out of bed and drive there. Let's get ready. This is a relatively new thing, but I was at the beach last weekend and I saw some lady, she actually had coffee in one of these freezer shakers. I was like, that's genius. I want an iced coffee in the middle of the day on the beach. I mean, I could just go buy one, but I'm like, you know, then you gotta leave your stuff. Anyways, although maybe it wasn't coffee. I don't know. When we were on the way up here, we stopped at the gas station and I asked Josh to pick up 2 seltzers, like just 2 seltzer waters from the gas station. And he comes out with Propel. I've never in my life, can I see it? I've never in my life had Propel. Did you have Propel growing up? Is it good? Let me try it. No. It's not good? Why would you buy it? That's not even seltzer water. That's good. Josh and I have our tans on and we're headed to the York Beach Beer Company to grab a drink before we grab lunch. Josh and I are back from the beach and I'm actually super excited because one of my packages came in. I like to do red light therapy when I get home. Even though I wear sunscreen, even though I wear a hat, even though I wear sunglasses, I'm still out in the sun for hours at a time. And so for me, I like to do red light therapy because it helps with inflammation, it helps with redness, helps to really calm the skin, boost collagen production, wound healing. Like it just really helps to calm the skin. And I think that's one of the greatest benefits after being in the sun all day. I think I mentioned this before, but I am skin cycling and have been for going on like 2 years now, really, ever since I turned 29. Yeah, 29, 30. Yeah, is basically when I started doing skin cycling. So if you're unfamiliar, skin cycling involves cycling through a set number of skincare products within a certain number of nights to get the most benefit out of those products. And the reason I'm doing this is because I have been on a retinol journey for almost 2 years now. At this point, I'm up to 0.3 retinol usage. God, whoever's texting me needs to calm down. And if you're unfamiliar, retinol is a derivative of vitamin A. And you might see a lot of things like retinol palmate, retinol, like there's tretinoin, there's a lot, right? Just retinol in general is really great because it helps with cell turnover, which helps with collagen production, helps with acne, but not all retinols are made the same. So you know, packaging plays a really big deal because we need to talk about the efficacy of the formula itself, keeping it stable so it lasts. Because there are some retinols that based on the packaging, you might get the most efficacy out of it just within the first 1 or 2 uses. And then after that, it kind of drops off. So the kind of retinol that you use is important. And so this one is from SVR. It's my last bottle. So then I've been doing a little bit of research into what are some other retinols that I can get here in the States that are stable. And I found these by Medicate. So this is the Medicate Intelligent Retinol, and I got 2 different strengths. So because I'm finishing 0.3, I bought the 0.6 because that was the next one up that they had. And then once I'm done with the 0.6, I'll move into 1% retinol. And if you're thinking, wait a minute, 0.3, 0.6, that's like a super low dosage. Retinol is an extremely potent ingredient. You cannot just jump into using a high dosage because you will end up with scarred skin. You'll end up, you know, with irritation. You'll end up with dry, flaky skin. Moving into my 30s, I've noticed that there's a lot of people pushing, a lot of companies pushing for like anti-aging, anti-aging, anti-aging. Listen, your best bet against anti-aging is sunscreen. The sun is the #1 cause of aging. So if you wear sunscreen, you're protected. But in addition to that, there are a few extra ingredients and things that you should be looking at to throw into your skincare routine. I mean, I'm 31, but I think I look pretty good for my age. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I look like I'm 28. I don't know. I think I look good for my age. All of that to say, if you're looking for a stable retinol, Medicate is a really good brand. I've heard really good things about it. So I'll keep you posted on moving up in dosage and trying this new brand.